This is a story called The Little Monsters, Chapter 119, The School Choir's Concert Disaster. The gang are at school at choir practice when their choir master announces that they have a charity concert coming up in a month's time and they will have to meet twice a week instead of once a week. Leading up to the concert, the choir works really hard and the gang plan out their pranks carefully. About a week before the concert, the choir master announces that they have 4 more concerts to practice for and they will be all in the same week over 4 nights. She asked several choir members, including the Little Monsters, if they'd sing a solo, and several of them said yeah. On the day of the first concert, the gang had all their joke stuff ready. When they got to the location of the concert, they had about 15 minutes before they had to go on stage. They took out their toy hedgehogs and went round getting people to stroke them. When they did, their spikes came out and pricked their fingers. When they touched their heads, they bit them. Then they took out their toy tarantulas and got people to stroke them. When they did, they were sweet and gentle, but if they put their fingers near their mouths, they bit them. Whilst doing so, the gang were sneakily putting fart gas in people's drinks and fart sweets in people's pockets. Then it was time for the choir to go on stage. After they'd been performing for about half an hour, the weather suddenly turned nasty with torrential rain and a torrential thunderstorm, and the concert had to be cancelled. It was arranged that the concert would take place the following day. Thankfully, the weather was clear and the concert went ahead as planned. After they'd been performing for about 45 minutes, the choir took a 15-minute break. During that time, some of the choir members went round with donation buckets as they were raising money for cancer research. Whilst the gang were going round with their buckets, they seeked the opportunity to play pranks on people. They took out their new German Shepherd dogs and got people to stroke them. When they did, they were really gentle, but when they turned their backs on them, they bit their bums. Thankfully, everyone thought this was funny. However, just as the choir got back on stage, the weather turned again, but thankfully it only rained for about 10 minutes and the choir just continued to perform. The following Monday was the first night of their 4-night concert and the whole choir were super excited. When they arrived at the club where they were performing, they only had 5 minutes before they were due on stage, so the gang didn't have time to play any pranks on people. The first one to sing their solo and open up the show was Stumpy, and then the choir sang together. After they'd done 3 songs, it was Kika's turn to sing her solo, and then the gang sang a solo together. After about an hour, there was a 20-minute interval. During that time, the kids planned to play pranks on people, but 5 minutes into the interval, Kika spotted the Frighteners gang, and before she could tell anyone, they threw firebombs into the room and everyone had to be evacuated. Thankfully, everyone got out safely and unharmed, and there was no serious damage done to the room, and the choir were able to go back on stage and perform. After they'd been back on stage for about half an hour, the Frighteners gang came back. They ransacked the club, pushing tables over with drinks on, and then they set fire to one of the tablecloths, causing everyone to scream and evacuate the building. No one was hurt, but the rest of the concert had to be cancelled. However, the gang were having none of it, and they got together and started singing, followed by the rest of the choir. They had no microphones, so they sang as loud as they could, and everyone gave them a huge round of applause. The following night was the second night of their concert, which was supposed to be at the same club. However, the manager phoned the school and told them that there had been another fire during the night, so the concert would have to be cancelled. As you can imagine, all the kids were really upset. But then Kicker had an idea and she said to the choir master, "Miss, we all have a few microphones at home with stands. We could use them and perform outside instead of inside." The choir master agreed that they could do that, and when she told the club manager, she agreed too. Thankfully, that night went perfectly. But the following night, the concert was a disaster again because of the Frighteners gang. They came tearing through the field on motorbikes, causing everyone to run in all directions. The police were called, but the Frighteners gang got away. The rest of the concert was cancelled as the choir were performing all week at the same club. However, Mrs. Tinker said, "You don't need to cancel the last 2 nights of the concert. You could use the school assembly hall. I can arrange refreshments for everyone. I can't do it on my own, so if anyone's willing to help, please feel free to do so." The kids were really excited by this, and about 8 people helped Mrs. Tinker get everything ready for the 3rd night of the concert. One woman owned her own catering firm, and her staff provided all the refreshments free of charge for both nights. That 3rd night of the concert went perfectly, right up until about half an hour before the end, when the Frighteners gang turned up, causing havoc again. This time, when the police were called, they managed to catch most of the gang, but 3 of them got away. The final night of the concert, the police were there from the start, and the first part of the concert went without a hitch. However, just as the second part of the concert started, the Frighteners gang turned up again, but thankfully the police caught them and arrested them within minutes. The choir managed to finish their concert for charity, and they managed to raise £40,000 for cancer research. End of chapter 119. Hope you like it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next chapter. Love you.